Julia pulls in $420,000 a year as a senior engineer at a major tech firm in Austin. Her husband Alex runs a consulting practice from home, another $180,000 on top of that. $500,000 a year. Between two people. And last April, when the AC unit died, she put the repair on a credit card. Not for the points, because the cash wasn't there. Goldman Sachs just published a survey that explains exactly why. 40% of Americans earning over $300,000 a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. Not 40% of broke people. 40% of people most of us would call rich. Today's episode is about why that number exists and how the trap actually works. It's not about being bad with money. It's a structural problem with predictable mechanics. Housing costs eating 36% of income, childcare at 25%, healthcare at 33%. These aren't luxuries. These are the baseline expenses of a modern high-earning life. We're going to show you the math, the psychology, and the escape route. By the end, you'll understand why a bigger paycheck stopped solving the problem years ago. Let's run the numbers and let. To find out with Volky Econ 101. Here's a number I want you to sit with for a second. A Lendeju survey from 2025 found that 53% of Americans say they are living paycheck to paycheck. That part, not surprising. Most people assume it's a low-income problem. But then look at what Fortune reported in October 2025. Even workers pulling in over $500,000 a year are feeling broke. The Goldman Sachs 2025 retirement survey confirms this isn't a vibe. Data. 67% of workers say too many monthly expenses block them from saving for retirement. 64% have faced unexpected financial hardship in the past year. These are not people spending money on yachts. These are doctors, engineers, finance managers. People who did everything society told them to do, school, career, salary growth, and they still wake up anxious about money on Sunday nights. Goldman calls it the financial vortex. A structural squeeze, not a spending problem. The trap doesn't care how much you earn. It cares how much of it you keep. And for most high earners, the answer is almost none of it. Here's how the vortex pulls you in, one reasonable decision at a time. The hosting lock. Start with housing, because housing is where the trap first locks around your ankle. In 2000, owning a home cost the average household about 21% of after-tax income. By 2025, that figure had climbed to 36%. Goldman Sachs put those exact numbers in their report. Median home prices went from around $120,000 in 2000 to over $410,000 in 2025. Wages did not follow that curve. Not even close. So high earners do what the system tells them. They stretch to qualify for the biggest loan they can get. Take Megan and Martin, both engineers in Seattle. Combined income, $520,000. They bought a $1.15 million home in 2024 at a 6.8% fixed rate. Their monthly payment in principal and interest just over $6,000. Add property taxes and insurance, and they read around $7,800 a month before changing a light bulb. The bank approved them in under 2 weeks. Their debt-to-income ratio was 39%, perfectly legal. 1 year later, their HVAC system blew. They financed the replacement at 9% interest. Financial planners call this being house poor. You own a beautiful home that owns you right back. And the worst part? Property taxes keep climbing, insurance keeps climbing. The fixed cost was never fixed. Most buyers never run the full math before signing. They look at the monthly payment and say, "We can swing it." They sign for 30 years and then live with the math every single month after that. Renting isn't much better. Goldman's data shows rent as a share of income went from 18 to 29% since 2000. Median gross rent jumped from $602 a month in 2000 to $1,638 a month in 2025. Either way, we're paying more for shelter than any generation before yours paid. And that is before we even talk about the car sitting in the driveway. The car math nobody runs. The average new car payment in the United States hit $735 a month in early 2026. Nearly 1 in 5 new car buyers is paying over $1,000 a month for a vehicle. Total U.S. auto loan debt, $1.667 trillion. Slightly more than total student loan debt. Here is the calculation nobody runs before walking into a dealership. A reliable 3-year-old certified pre-owned car can be financed for around $300 a month. The difference between that and the average new car payment is $435 a month. Put that $435 into an index fund, averaging 8% annual returns. After 30 years, around $640,000. After 40, nearly $1.5 million. That's not the price of the car. That's the retirement you're trading away to drive it. High earners are especially vulnerable here because a $750 payment feels like a rounding error. On a $250,000 salary, you barely notice it leaving the account. The dealership knows this. Psychologists call it the denomination effect. People don't mentally aggregate small recurring charges. Lease deals exploit this perfectly. They sell you the monthly cost, never the total cost. If you lease 2 vehicles continuously from age 30 to 60, the lifetime cost runs around $650,000. That same money invested at 7% grows to over $1.4 million by retirement. The car decision isn't about luxury versus economy. It's about a second retirement versus none. Almost nobody frames it that way. They frame it as I work hard, I deserve a nice ride. The deserve frame is one of the cleanest wealth destroyers in personal finance. The math doesn't have feelings about what you deserve. It just keeps running. And then there's everything else, the invisible layer that drains the rest. The invisible bleeders. Childcare now costs the average family between $12,500 and $24,000 a year. Goldman S data shows childcare as a share of income rose from 10% in 2000 to 25% in 2025. Private college went from 9 to 33% of household income over the same period. Healthcare coverage for a family went from 12 to 33% of income. These aren't upgrades. These are baseline costs of raising a family in 2026. Stack those on top of the mortgage and the car payment, and you see where the money goes. Then add the invisible bleeders. Streaming services, food delivery, the gym nobody uses. 2 DoorDash orders a week for a family of 4 runs around $6,400 a year. A weekly cleaning service, another $7,800. Coffee runs, easily $4,000 to $6,000. None of it is reckless. All of it is after-tax dollars, which means the gross cost is 30% higher. The Bank of America Institute tracked this. Nearly 24% of all U.S. households live paycheck to paycheck in 2025. The personal savings rate fell to 3.6% in early 2026, year.We. We're saving less than almost any point in modern history. That rate applies to 6-figure earners the same as everyone else. A household taking home $20,000 a month at a 3.6% savings rate keeps $720. 1 HVA day replacement, 1 emergency room visit. 1 job disruption gone. This is Goldman's financial vortex in real life. Each cost is structural. Each cost is permanent. And together, they make saving feel impossible, even when the income looks life-changing on paper. 67% of workers in the Goldman survey said too many monthly expenses stopped them from saving. That isn't a motivation problem. That's a math problem. And the math has a name. It's called lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is the reason a raise has never made anyone feel financially secure. Your first apartment had a stove that worked. Your second had a dishwasher. The house you bought 5 years later had granite countertops and a 3-car garage. Each upgrade felt earned. Each upgrade quietly raised your monthly floor. A Harris poll found that more than half of 6-figure earners said they'd need to double their income to feel secure. 3/4 reported using a credit card recently because they ran out of cash. This isn't a discipline failure. It's a structural one. The system is designed to maximize how much you borrow, not how much you should borrow. Banks approve mortgages at debt-to-income ratios up to 43%. Some FHA programs go higher. Total U.S. mortgage debt $13.19 trillion as of early 2026. Total credit card debt hit $1.252 trillion. Average balance, $6,715 per household. Average April on those balances, 21%. New card offers, averaging 23.79%. The person most anxious about missing a minimum payment is increasingly the one earning over $100,000 a year. Because high earners normalize debt in ways lower earners simply can to afford to. When you make $60,000 a year and want something, you save or you wait. That's the only option. When you make $250,000 a year, you have options. Credit line, home equity, 0% financing. That optionality is the trap. The lifestyle expands faster than the income, indefinitely. Now meet Andrew and Sophia, both product managers at a major tech company in the Bay Area. Same role, same title, same salary, $280,000 each for the past 6 years. Arjun bought a $950,000 house with a jumbo mortgage. He leases 2 German brand SUVs. His daughter goes to a private school at $28,000 a year. His Roth IRA is maxed. That's his entire savings plan. At age 36, Andrew's net worth after subtracting all debt is around $55,000. Sophia bought a $580,000 townhouse on a 15 years mortgage in a quieter zip code. She drives a 4-year-old paid-off Honda. Her husband drives a paid-off Camry. Their daughter goes to a high-quality public school. Sophia maxes her 401 AC, $24,500 a year. She adds $7,000 to her Roth IRA and routes $22,000 annually into a taxable brokerage account. At age 36, Sophia's net worth sits at around $260,000. Same income, same city, same years in the workforce, $200,000 apart in net worth. By the time they're 52, assuming 7% annual returns, Sophia's portfolio tops $3.4 million. Andrew's, if he stays on his current path, sits around $800,000, mostly locked in home equity. The gap isn't talent, luck, or even income. It's 3 decisions made early and repeated consistently. First, define enough before your income makes excess possible. People who build wealth decide in advance what lifestyle satisfies them. Then they stop scaling. When income keeps growing, the gap between earnings and lifestyle becomes the savings engine. Second, save half of every raise before lifestyle has a chance to absorb it. A $20,000 raise hits. Immediately increase retirement contributions by $10,000. Your life improves with the other $10,000. Your future wealth improves with the first $10,000. Third, automate everything before it touches your checking account. The brain is bad at resisting money that's sitting right there. It's great at accepting money that never arrived. Automatic transfers on payday turn saving from a willpower test into a default setting. The 2026-401 limit is $24,500. The Mega Backdoor Roth strategy allows total contributions up to $70,000. Goldman status shows people with automated contributions retire with 49% more savings. Same income, same years, just one behavioral switch. Make saving the default, not spending. The high earners who actually build wealth don't have more willpower. They build better systems. And those systems need one thing underneath them: understanding why they matter. Finally, so where does that leave Julia and Alex, the couple from our opening? $500,000 in income. A credit card repair bill they couldn't absorb in cash. The trap isn't that they spent too much on one thing, it's that every single decision they made was individually reasonable. The mortgage they qualified for, the cars they leased, the school they chose. Goldman estimates retirement will cost $2.57 million by 2043 for the average household. 58% of Americans already expect to outlive their savings. The math cannot close if the savings rate stays at 3.6% and the lifestyle keeps climbing. If this breakdown was useful, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. We cover the structural side of personal finance every week. Not the side hustle noise, the real math. And here's the thing nobody in this conversation wants to say out loud. The next raise isn't going to fix this. Neither is the one after that. because there's a second trap waiting inside the solution most high earners try first. It involves the one financial vehicle almost every six-figure earner already has and barely uses. That's the next episode. And the numbers in it will genuinely surprise you. Thanks for watching us. If you like our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned with us.